So here we are, solve the inequality and then graph the solution. Let's see, I might have to, I think maybe we can get this all on here. We have 6 minus 4x is greater than 3 times x minus 2. So again, we're looking at these x's. There's an x right there. Oh, and an x right there. It looks like I'm skipping number 7. Let me go back to number 7. We have 1/3 of x minus 3/4 y is equal to 6, and they want us to solve for y. You can, by all means, you can. Well, let's isolate y first. Okay, let's subtract 1/3 x from both sides. And remember, when we have our final answer, we don't want a fraction with fractions. So when we subtract 1/3 x from both sides, we are left with, on the left-hand side, these guys will cancel. And on the left-hand side, we get, and I'm going to go up over here and then work down. So we have negative 3/4 times y is equal to 6 minus 1/3 x. Now we have this, remember this is negative 3/4 times y, and the reciprocal of negative 3/4 is negative 4/3. So let me write that in purple after I get rid of a little bit of this guy here. So negative 4/3. Negative 4/3. And you can see there's going to be, if we look ahead, this is going to be an interesting place where we can make sure we use our algebra. So negative 4/3 times negative 3/4 y just leaves us with y. We're almost there. So let's do this out the long way. This is 6 times negative 4/3 minus 1/3 x times negative 4/3. Right? We have to make sure that the negative 4/3 is just distributed over all of those terms. And now I'm just going to do some cancellations. So we have 6 and 3 have a common factor of 3. So the 6 cancels with the 3, leaves 2. And that's all the cancellation I see. So we have 2 times a negative 4, which is negative 8 for our first term. And we have negative 1/3 x times negative 4/3. Negative, and then times a negative is going to give us a positive. In our numerator, we have 1 times 4, which is 4. And the denominator, we have 3 times 3, which is 9. And we still have this x. So this is our answer. That's not pretty. I'm going to write the y down here. I'm going to carry it down. Y, and then I'll box this. How about that? So that's the answer for number 27. Solve the inequality here. Look, we have an x over here and we have an x over here. The only pitfall that I foresee here is being sure to distribute this 3, and if we divide by a negative number or multiply by a negative number, our inequality will flip. So with those two things in mind, let's write this. Let's distribute this 3 first. And we have 6 minus 4x is greater than 3x minus 6. Now if let's subtract 3x, or add 4x to both sides. And on the same line, I am going to, this is going to get rid of our x's on our left side. What if we added 6 to both sides also at the same time? This is a perfectly legal step. I just added 4 to both sides and added 6 to both sides. So what do we have on the left-hand side? So we have some cancellation. We have 4x cancels, negative 4x cancels with positive 4x. 6 cancels with 6, leaves us a 0. We have done nothing to change our inequality. And over here we have 3x plus 4x equals 7x. And plus negative 6 plus a 6 gives us 0. So we're almost done. 0 is greater than 7x, or dividing both sides by 7, we get x is less than 0. So it looks just like this on the number line. That point is 0. We have an open dot, and we shade everything to the left. That is our answer. Okay, so this one right here, I might want to drag this. Oops. Let me drag this up. In case it's off the video. So negative 3 is less than or equal to x plus 4, which is less than or equal to 8. So what is the first step to look at this? Remember, we want our eye should go right after this x here. And what have they done to x? They've added 4 to it. They've added 4 to everything, as a matter of fact, when they disguise this Mr. X. So let's subtract 4 from everything, and that would not change any of our inequalities. That's the great thing. We just have to worry about dividing or multiplying by a negative number. That's what gets an inequality to switch. So in the middle here we have x. That is less than or equal to, over here on the right hand side, we have 8 minus 4, which is 4. Negative 3 minus 4 more is negative 7. So you could just read that right there. X is between negative 7 and 4. So here is our 0. Oh, I forgot this, less than or equal to. These are solid dots. There's 4. There's minus 7. And you would shade it. Just like that. Okay, next page. Now we're getting good. So we have these two conditions. Negative 1.1 is greater than 3x plus 22. Let's subtract 2. Well, let's write it over here. Negative 1.1 is greater than 3x plus 2.2. Subtracting 2.2 from both sides. That won't do anything to our inequality. And we have some cancellations right there, and we are left with 3x. I'm kind of reading from right to left here. Positive 3x is less than negative 3.3, and then dividing both sides by 3, we get x is less than negative 1.1. There should be a less than sign. Okay, so that's our first condition. So that was here. What about this condition? We get, let's add, I guess I can work it in here. Add 3.5 to both sides. And you can look ahead. If you want to arrow ahead, I'm not going to be offended. If you already see the answer here, just go ahead and see if you're right, because you're going to see it still on the screen. So these cancel. I'm not going to be, I don't feel like you're ignoring me. 2x is greater than